Hello Superstar is about transparency, transformation, and testimony. Looking at me, you wouldn't think I've been through all of the things that I'm about to share. But it's time. You're going to get authentically me, the raw, the real, the nasty, and the beautiful. I've healed through majority of the things that I'm about to share. You know, I've gone through certain things, not just for myself. There are other people that are attached to my story and who need me to share my story and how I overcame certain things so that they too can overcome certain things that they may still be battling with or feel like they can't let go of. The things that were done to me, I'm not going to go in detail about as far as like names, but I will share certain things that I feel like are just a part of my story that I can't run from. And it's made me who I am today. God wants me to share some things that I have never talked to anyone about, and some things I just told my mom about this year. So because of my parents separating, it caused me to grow up from like 10 to 20 very quickly, probably faster than I needed to. I was very mature for my age always, and I was always very sexualized, and I didn't understand why. I can remember specifically my cousin having a boyfriend, and he gave me, my brother, and my sister nicknames. My name was Hot Stuff. My sister's name was String Bean. And my brother's, I forgot what it was. Me and my sister had a conversation a couple weeks back, and she even came out and said to me that she saw how I was sexualized. And she brought up that example of like how her name was String Bean and mine was Hot Stuff. And I had to be like 7 or 8 years old at the time when I was given that nickname. So from there, like, I don't know what caused me to be sexualized. I'm not a very person that's like overly into themselves to where they feel like, oh, I'm just, I look this good, da 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 da. Granted, I know I am a very attractive woman, but I never carried myself in a sense of like being too much at an early age or like dressing a certain way. My mama didn't play that. My grandmother neither. I just never understood why older men would like look at me like that. I can remember having breasts at an early age, and always having like a shape to myself, but still, I never dressed in a way that it was provocative or was showing. So, my SA story, I can remember being 8 years old and laying in bed with a female. I'm not going to say what the relation was because that person is still very alive and well, and I don't know if she will come across this. And yes, I'm trying to protect her while also being true to myself and sharing my story. But I can remember being 8 years old and being asleep with this female, being in bed with this female, someone who was very close to me. She had to be maybe 12, maybe 14. I don't know. I can't remember. I think she's 5 years older than me now. So I can remember waking up to her fingers being inside of me. And I'm not going to go too much into detail, but the thought of that alone was very traumatic. And then she took my hands and placed them inside of her. And yeah, never told anybody about it. Fast forward to 10 years old. So I can remember an older relative in my life at the time. It wasn't my daddy. Let me make that clear. It was a male who was supposed to teach me how to drive, called himself doing that. And he had the keys and he dangled the keys and he was like, Brittany, do you want to drive? And took the keys and placed them into his pants, wanting me to go into his pants and get them out. I don't have any type of like emotion to it. I just know that like I need to release it. I need to release it so that it can help someone else. I'm just being obedient to what God told me to do. And whoever this is going to reach, God told me that I don't have to promote this. He literally just instructed for me to just release my story, my testimony, and allow him to send the people to it. So then at 12 years old, I can remember being at church with my brother and my sister and my mom and two other ladies. There was an older guy there who was 7 years older than me. Me, my brother, and my sister were in the church nursery, and this older man came into the nursery while me and my sister and my brother were coloring on a coloring book. I can remember coloring. And he says to us, "Do we want to play hide and seek?" And of course, we're kids, we're like, "Yeah." Well, the minute we run off to play hide and seek, he picks me up and throws me over his shoulder. He takes me off into this dark room and he asked me if I would tell anyone if he kissed me. And I'm 12. He's 19. I don't know how to answer that. So he proceeds to kiss me, and to make a long story short, he grabs my hand, makes me to him. He in his hand, and then basically coaches me on like to not tell anyone that happened. Fast forward 2 years later, he takes my virginity. My mom, she found out about the thing that happened at 12 years old because I told a friend at school. And the friend at school anonymously called my mom. I don't know what my mom did or said, but next thing I know, his family started like buying us snacks. They got me for Christmas, me and my sister. All these years, I'm like, did they buy my mom off? Because nothing never happened to him. And here it is later, I'm finding out other things that this guy did to people younger than me. And he was also messing with other girls at the same time that he messed with me. But all these years I blamed myself and thought it was me. People grow up back then calling you fast, and I didn't go after boys. Like, my mom did not play that. And my mom, I feel like she tried to avoid a lot of things for me because of what she went through, at my age. And some of the things I wasn't even doing. I was being coerced into doing them because he was 19 and I was 12. I never went to pursue him. He came after me. He groomed me by 14 to take my virginity. And at 12, he targeted me. And I had to ask ChatGPT, if I was actually molested, because for the longest time, I thought it was my fault. And this is what ChatGPT said. So whoever is going through that, it's not your fault. You weren't fast. You didn't ask for that to happen. The person who did it has their issue, and they will have to answer to God. But you can be free, and you can move on in life, and you can find happiness and true love. So don't blame yourself. I'm in this with you.